Example 8. So far this baseball season, Phillips gotten a hit 10 out of 60 at bats. He wants to increase his batting average to 300. That's .300, but when you're talking in baseball lingo, they call it a batting average of 300. Calculate the number of consecutive hits, H, you would need to achieve to get this goal. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Now, consecutive hits means that he's going to get more hits, but he's also going to get more at bats, okay? And if you don't know anything about baseball, every time you step up to the plate and you hit the ball, or you strike out, or you get an error, that represents an at-bat. If you walk, it doesn't count as an at-bat or a hit. All right? So your batting average only increases if you get a base hit when you appear at plate. All right? So, and also the other thing you need to know about batting average is how they figure it out. Batting average is equal to the total number of hits divided by the total number of at-bats. So in Phillips' case, he's currently gotten 10 hits out of 60 at-bats. His current batting average is going to be 10 over 60, which if I punch that into a calculator, 10 divided by 60, I've got 0.1666666. They always round to 3 decimal places. So the current batting average is 0.167. You guys don't know anything else about baseball. If you're a position player and you have a 167 batting average for a season, you're not a baseball player anymore. That's a bad batting average. It's not very good. 300 is a really good batting average. Somewhere between 250 and 350 is where most people are. All right, but some people get in slumps. They have bad batting averages, whatever. But he wants to get a higher batting average because he doesn't want to get fired. So that's what's happening here. So here's all I got to do to make this happen. I want his batting average, which is currently 10 over 60, to increase to a 300 batting average. Okay? What's going to happen is he's going to get consecutive hits, which means he's going to have H more hits, and he's also going to have H more at-bats. So you take his current batting average structure, which is number of hits over number of bats, and give him that many more hits and the same number of bats. You can't get a hit without getting an at-bat. It's not possible. So whatever I add to this, I'm adding that. I'm getting consecutive hits, which means I'm not getting extra at-bats down here either. Whatever this, if I get 5 more hits, I'm getting 5 more at-bats. All right? I want it to equal .300. I'm going to put this over 1. Now one thing I will say, this is how they always list batting averages. You do not have to put the ending zeros if you don't want to for the sake of the math involved. Those ending zeros can be thrown out. If it says 350, then .35. If it says 247, then you can't drop anything, right? So, if there's zeros at the end, drop them. If they're not zeros, you have to keep them. All right? Now I'm going to cross multiply. These are binomial structures, so I need to make sure I do it properly. So 10 plus H times 1 equals 60 plus H times 0.3. In both cases, I have a distributed property to do. So 10 plus H times 1 is 10 plus H. 0.3 times 60 is 18. 0.3 times H is 0.3H. Just like that, I go from a rational structure into a simple, basic equation structure. Now one thing I will caution you about, this is 1H, and sometimes people forget that. So when I slide the 0.3H over to the left, 0.3H, which is positive on the left, on the right becomes negative 0.3H on the left, and 10 moves over becomes negative 10. When I'm doing 1H minus 0.3H, I'm doing 1 minus 0.3, which is 0.7H. 18 minus 10 is equal to 8, right? I've seen people do weird things with that over there, like they'll just make the H's go away or something. They don't know how to deal with it. But again, whole number 1 minus decimal 0.3, that's 1.0 minus 0.3. 10 minus 3 is 7, bring the decimal down, that's why it's 0.7H. All right, so 0.7H equals 8, we divide both sides by 0.7. We get a calculator out and type in 8 divided by 0.7, it comes out to 11.42857. A person cannot get 0.48257 or 0.42857 hits. This says round to the nearest whole number. So the nearest whole number would be 11 hits, right? So 11 hits is the answer. Now, quick check. If H equals 11, notice he's going to have how many hits? 21. And how many at bats? 71. So if he has 11 hits in a row consecutively, he's going to have 21 out of 71. If I type that in the calculator, 21 divided by 71, notice it's not quite 300. Because he's got to get a little bit more than 11 hits, right, to get 300. But 296 is much better than 167, all right? If he got 12 hits, which is the next number up, 10 plus 12 is 22, 60 plus 12 is 72. 22 divided by 72 comes out to 0.306. So you can see that one's about 5 below, one's about 5 above. So you can't get dead on 300, but again, he's looking to improve his batting average. So 11 hits is the answer based on what we did, but to get over 300, we'd have to go with 12 hits. But again, for what they asked, that's the right answer.